documentary I chose is called Betting on Zero. This documentary is fairly new as it was released early 2017. The documentary was produced by Sonia Burris and directed by Ted Braun. Some notable characters in the film are Bill Ackman, Michael O. Johnson, and Julie Contreras. A brief summary of the film shows us that it dives into the world of Herbalife and gives us a breakdown of the company and what it does to make money and grow its reach. The film spends a great deal of time on the issue of pyramid schemes and the issues that arise because of them. This film, as I just mentioned, is about corporate greed and more specifically pyramid schemes. A big turning point in the film is when Bill Ackman is introduced and reveals to us what his plans for Herbalife and how he plans to accomplish his goals for the company. The biggest issue portrayed in this film is corporate greed. I feel this issue is one that must be investigated further because of how many ways a corporation can exploit people to earn money and grow their business. The main theme of the film that directly ties into my research question is doing the right thing. This theme fits perfectly into my question because we see in the film how some people choose to do the right thing and others do not. This question relates to our community in many different ways. Although it may not be committed by big corporations as depicted in the film, it does happen. One specific way it happens is when companies prey on people who do not know any better, like the elderly and foreigners who may have just moved here. An example of one type of business that does such things is the automobile industry. Though it may not be illegal for companies to charge a high price for services, it is very greedy when you can buy the same thing at an auto parts store for almost half, if not more than half the price one would pay to have it done. This happened to my family recently when my mom needed a headlight replaced. She took it to the dealership and they wanted $148 to replace the light. My dad and I went to the store and we got the headlight and replaced it ourselves for just $48. After watching the documentary, I would like to learn how companies even get started with infrastructures based like Herbalife's. I would like to further my education on the subject matter of corporate greed and learn what I can do to better the community and how to avoid the subject matter. I think the best way to investigate the issue would be just to get out in the community and observe how businesses operate and try and see if anything seems off, and also look at the customers the business targets. The next best thing would be to use my resources and connections to research companies who may be too greedy for their services. By this I mean talking to my employers and those who I know that own or are somehow incorporated in local business. I found a case that comes from Columbus, Ohio and was filed under the case name of Rogers vs. Herbalife. This case directly shows us how our community is affected by Herbalife and schemes like that of Herbalife. Rogers sued, claiming they spent and lost thousands of dollars investigating in the multi-level marketing scheme of Herbalife, and also states other ways that the company would get people to spend and invest more money into the company. Rogers vs. Herbalife also alleges that event expenses go beyond ticket purchases and travel costs. According to the complaint, distributors buy Herbalife products ahead of events in order to qualify for special training and visibility at the event. Lastly, I found some information on the company's last days of their pyramid scheme. The FTC has reached a settlement with Herbalife, one source saying that a monetary settlement could hit $200 million in addition to injunctive and other relief. In conclusion, I believe we as a community need to do something about these pyramid schemes and address corporate greed in America.